Valentine's Day, when flower shops and candy makers enjoy peak profit margins, and teddy bears that say, "I love you very much," are sold. But what started the trend of men getting in trouble for not lavishing the apples of their eye with materialistic shows of affection, like dyeing flora and fattening tooth-rotting confectionaries? St. Valentine's Day was an attempt by the early Catholic Church to deter the pagan fertility rituals of Roman Lupercalia by hijacking the holy day and rebranding it. Lupercalia is named for the Roman god Lupercus, who is sometimes equated with the Arcadian god Pan, a horned god, and worshipped by shepherds to ward their flocks from wolves. The name Lupercus is derived from lupus, meaning wolf, and is often associated with the she-wolf who nursed the twins Romulus and Remus. Romulus is also honored during the festival. But if you've been following my other presentations, then you may already have equated Pan with the other horned gods who brought about the caricaturization of Satan or Baphomet. So in a roundabout sense, this is yet another satanic holiday or holy day, though the Church of Satan and related pagan cults have already celebrated a satanic magic ritual, a Black Sabbath, on February 2nd. But in all likelihood, Satanists don't pass up a chance to observe a pagan holiday, if not just laugh at all the Christians that do, aside from everyone else's ignorance. At this point, though, it's largely just a consumerist holiday meant to drive the economy and shows that the church and state still dominate people's lives, when appreciation could be shown on any given day of the year. The mystery pagan priesthoods dictate the holidays and the populace abides. Sheeple do as they're told. I'm mainly just illustrating the connection of Lupercalia and Valentine's Day with the generic horned god of the astrological ages of Aries and Taurus that keeps coming up repeatedly in my presentations. So I'll skip detailing the sadomasochistic practices or drunken licentious revelry of Lupercalia itself, a festival not far removed from the orgiastic Saturnalia or winter solstice fertility rites.
Lupercalia gets the blood pumping in ways our other more staid traditions simply do not.
Indeed it does. Why, you yourself look a good 70 years younger, Sister Zelda. Glowing, radiant, fecund.
We should get down to business, don't you think, Your Excellency?
Welcome, one and all, to Lupercalia, the Festival of the Wolves. Brother Ambrose.
All right, fellas, take your places for the matching.
Don't even think about it. Half-breed. 2 years ago, Prudence was paired with Nick for Lupercalia. Last year, Agatha was. This year, it's my turn.
All right, ladies, you know how this goes. When the music stops, take a seat on the warlock closest to you.
The transition from Lupercalia to Valentine's Day happened when Emperor Claudius II executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. Later, in the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I combined St. Valentine's Day with Lupercalia, hoping to discourage the pagan rituals. Chaucer and Shakespeare romanticized it in their work, and observing the holiday became increasingly popular in Europe and eventually America in the 19th century. By 1913, Hallmark cards began mass producing and promoting Valentines, while candy makers capitalized on the trend and the heart symbol became synonymous with the holiday.
I'm in love, love, love. It's everything I've been dreaming of. I'm in love, love, love. Yeah, I'm in love.
The heart symbol, which clearly doesn't look like a human heart, most likely also comes from ancient Rome. The Romans used the seed of the silphium plant as a contraceptive, so much so that the plant is now extinct. and its seed pod, shown in the Cyrene coins at the top, is a shape obviously similar to the heart symbol. Other theories of the symbol's origin include two hearts fused together in love, like that shown at the top left, as well as certain female or even male body parts. Some believe it represents the heart-shaped tush or even testes when inverted, while it more likely would represent the vesica piscis, if not the silphium seed pod. Sorry if the images are a little blunt for some, but these are some of the theories behind the symbol. By the way, the Sacred Hearts of Jesus and Mary Magdalene are subtly referencing the Merovingian Holy Grail bloodline, and part of why Jesus is often depicted in a mandorla, the vesica piscis, in Christian art. Examples coming up. The arrow through the heart symbol is, as most are aware, from Cupid's bow, as Roman gods of love, lust, and fertility were also generally included. The festival wasn't only observed by shepherds to honor Lupercus or Pan, but the arrow represents a shot from Cupid's other bow, as he was well known to impregnate quite a few damsels and demigoddesses. Cupid is also known as Eros in ancient Greece, source of the word erotic. Anyone familiar with the biblical cherubs knows that Cupid, Eros, isn't a cherub, and cherubs aren't baby angels. Cupid was the lustful son of the love goddess Venus and the winged messenger of the gods Mercury, whose other son is also the source of the term hermaphrodite, Hermes Aphrodite. And relative to the occult aspects of the trans agenda and pandrogyny, I've shown in other material, the joining of the divine masculine and feminine as one.
So today, the congregation of Paint Branch Unitarian Universalist Church is gathered here in a human rainbow, sign of welcome to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. We're reimagining Valentine's Day as a day when gay and lesbian couples can be open about their romances and declare their love for one another and be able to legally marry.
This is the symbolism of what's known as the divine or sacred feminine figure. As you can see from this montage of occult and pagan fertility symbolism, the sun and vesica piscis form the seed and flower of life. Sun rays and phalluses are represented by an obelisk, as with George Washington's monument. In my Paleotech video, I explained the relationship of the mandala and flower of life on the Magdala stone, representing Mary Magdalene, while also tying together the amygdala, also known as almond's horn, which is almond-shaped. The one word I missed when making Paleotech, though, was mandorla, an Italian word for almond, which is the vesica piscis often seen behind Jesus in Christian art or forming the Jesus fish, as well as so many other places. All of these things parallel into prehistory and the origin of language, even the Alpha, Omega, and Ouroboros that I showed in Paleotech. Aside from almonds and silphium seeds, avocados and eggs have long been fertility symbols dating back to ancient cultures like Egypt and Babylon.
This is officially the worst tailgate I've ever been to.
Look at those barbarians. Hate it when they come to town.
Well, tough, because we drove for 3 months in an ox cart with our kids to watch you get destroyed.
Yeah, we made great time.
I'm sorry. What are you doing?
Adding avocados from Mexico. Want some? Let's kick this party up a notch.
You know, they also taste great on salads.
Yeah, Caesar, we get it.
I love salads.
Avocados from Mexico.
Most notably the Orphic egg with the Ouroboros.
People are afraid to go out at night. The government doesn't know which way to turn.
Something terrible is going on.
money is worth less and less.
Do you recognize this man?
Look at that picture.
There is brutality and violence everywhere.
Do you recognize it, Joe?
And yet people act as if nothing has changed.
Who the hell?
And perhaps nothing has.
Where do you think we are?
Dino De Laurentiis presents a film by Ingmar Bergman, The Serpent's Egg. David Carradine is Abel Rosenberg, who was lost.
Aus Liebe mach ich es schon, du kriegst mein süßes Bonbon, ganz ohne...
Liv Ullmann is Manuela, who was alone. Together, they are trapped in a world where no one is to be trusted.
By the way, one thing I almost forgot. All our material is strictly confidential.
Everyone is to be feared. And a mystery lies waiting to be solved.
We're waiting for you.
In a world gone mad,
You realize I won't tell you anything.
a terrible secret is revealed.
One day you can tell all this to anyone who is willing to listen. No one will believe you.
I think Manuela is heading for trouble. It's as if all the terrible things going on around us didn't concern her.
If you won't believe, go!
Liv Ullmann,
We're going to stick together now.
David Carradine,
Maybe I didn't feel welcome in your beautiful city.
Gert Frobe,
I can't sleep for you.
Would you like me to pray for you?
James Whitmore,
Is it a special prayer?
Yes.
It's like a serpent's egg.
and Heinz Bennett.
Through the thin membranes, you can clearly discern the already perfect reptile.
The Serpent's Egg.
We might even infer the heart symbol to be two eggs or even avocados, one overlaying the other at an angle.
Good afternoon and welcome.
What?
I say good afternoon and welcome.
Can we release the masks?
Just take them off. How can we be a secret? How can we be a secret society if we can't keep all of our secrets?
Do they know we faked the moon landing?
No, not yet.
Or that there are only 49 shades of gray?
They're suspicious, but that's not what I'm talking about.
What about Bigfoot?
Bigfoot's not real and everyone knows that.
Did they figure out we deflated the football?
No, we found a fall guy for that one.
Bigfoot stuff isn't real.
Nope.
We'll just have to agree to disagree.
What about Area 51? Do they know about that?
No.
How about Area 52 to 54?
No, stop saying areas. No areas plus a number.
Literally hundreds of photos of Bigfoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him once. Wait,
See?
wait, Bigfoot? I'm getting it wrong. Paul Bunyan?
Point is, someone is leaking this stuff.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you, Anne.
I've seen his footprint when I was
Scott! What they do know is that avocados from Mexico have good fat.
So they know they're healthy.
They know everything. Kyle, are you streaming this?
Is that not cool?
No, it's not cool. That's what secret means. It's a secret society.
Oh, wow. Secret. Yep. Hey, I got a like.
You got a like?
That was me.
I like you too.
At least they don't know about subliminal advertising. That's not even a thing, right?
Eat them!
What the?
Avocados from Mexico.
The Hindu/Buddhist word mudra can also be construed as relative in origin, particularly with the yoni mudra. The yin-yang also represents a male-female balance as well as energies, and configured differently might even form a heart shape. It's been done. You can see that the mandorla is used in Islam, the pagan tarot, the logo for Aleister Crowley's Order of Oriental Templars, and even Judaism, Kabbalism really, representing the Shekinah, or Shekinah, meaning vagina. It's also what the Freemason compass and square subtly implies, even with the G spot. Though rather than calling the Gnostic with a big G goddess, Sophia or Venus, also known as Lucifer,
She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire. Goddess on the mountain top, burning like a silver flame. The summit of beauty and love. And Venus was a name.
she's known as Isis to Masons.
"O my queen," said the royal sorcerer to Hatshepsut, "with this amulet, you and your descendants are endowed by the goddess Isis with the powers of the animals and the elements. You will soar as the falcon soars, run with the speed of gazelles, and command the elements of sky and earth." 3,000 years later, a young science teacher dug up this lost treasure and found she was heir to the secrets of Isis. And so, unknown to even her closest friends, Rick Mason and Cindy Lee, she became a dual person. Andrea Thomas, teacher.
Almighty Isis.
And Isis, dedicated foe of evil, defender of the weak, champion of truth and justice.
I am Adora, He-Man's twin sister and defender of the Crystal Castle. This is Spirit, my beloved steed. Fabulous secrets were revealed to me the day I held aloft my sword and said, "For the honor of Grayskull!" I am She-Ra! Only a few others share this secret. Among them are Light, Hope, Madame Raz, and Cowl. Together, we and my friends of the Great Rebellion strive to free Etheria from the evil forces of Horda!
It's an awful big coincidence that the Hourglass Nebula has an eye inside the mandorla. I'm sure many are thinking it's yet another one of NASA's photoshopped images, and why not when they still haven't produced a consistent image of Earth that wasn't admittedly fabricated.
NASA's Rob Simon made this, and it had wide appeal too. For example, it ended up as the default background on the iPhone.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is, a composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the moderate resolution imaging spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it's a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
By the way, I got that image of the menorah Hexacapisces at the bottom off the back of someone's car in a parking lot just a day before creating this montage. Clearly, that's what it means. So, to put all these concepts together, mandorla, mandala, Magdala, amygdala, Magdalene, even almond and almond are interrelated, while this all has a direct relationship to the ancient horn gods of fertility worship and how the term horny was invented. In the case of Lupercalia, Pan is the horny fertility god. And since Rome is where this holy day originated, it's only fitting to show this lovely heart from St. Peter's Basilica, home of many basilisks or dragons. The word Vatican does translate to divining serpent, which most assume is that old dragon of the Bible, Satan. But in ancient Samaria, Tiamat was the dragon goddess of chaos. So we shouldn't assume that the dragon is a male, actually.
Know now the depth of my lord's courage.
You've been gone too long, Alice. There are matters which might benefit from your attention. Friends cannot be neglected. Hurry.
When the day becomes the night, and the sky becomes the sea, when the clock strikes heavy, and there's no time for tea, and in our darkest hour, before my final rhyme, she will come back home to Wonderland and turn back the hands of time.
Time is a he. He is not someone you want as your enemy. Please, sir,
The Hatter is in danger.
Young lady, your time is up. This cannot be good.
Hello, Alice.
I present you with a gift.
It's more likely a dragon queen producing eggs like a bee or the alien hive mother. The occult god is actually first and foremost a goddess, not a male figure named Satan, actually.
They will not frame their doom.